why it's so hard to monetize your art, and why that's actually a gift. Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to make money from your art? Why the very thing that makes your soul come alive seems to be the hardest thing to monetize? You can spend years mastering your craft, pouring your heart, your trauma, your love, and your pain into your work. Yet the world doesn't always seem to reward that. You see people with less passion and truth making millions while you're still asking, why can't I break through? But what if I told you, maybe you're not supposed to, at least not in the way you think? Art has never really been about money. Money is a byproduct of energy. It measures physical exchange. But art is born from something much deeper. It lives in the spiritual realm. It's invisible, like love, inspiration, or truth. When you create, you're not manufacturing a product. You're translating energy from the unseen into form. That's a divine act. The same spark that created the universe moves through you. The struggle to monetize your art isn't a curse. It's a message. It's the universe reminding you that what you make is sacred. It's not meant to be consumed like fast food, because art doesn't solve a financial problem. Art solves a spiritual problem. It reminds people who they are. It reconnects them to their soul. It brings meaning to a world obsessed with metrics, algorithms, and profit margins. That's why the more you chase money, the further you drift from the reason you started creating in the first place. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't get paid. You deserve to be supported for what you give. But there's a difference between being supported by your art and trying to monetize your soul. When you start creating for algorithms instead of truth, the spirit fades. When every note, brushstroke, or lyric becomes calculated for market fit, you're not channeling authenticity. You're manufacturing noise. The truth is, the world rarely values art until it's gone. That's because art exists in the non-physical world first. People often can't recognize its worth until time gives it meaning. But as the artist, you have to know its worth before anyone else does. If you don't, the world will convince you it's worthless. That's how burnout begins, not from lack of talent, but from lack of belief. So what do you do with that knowledge? You reframe how you look at your art. You stop asking, how can I make money from this? And start asking, what truth is this expressing? What energy am I sending into the world? Because when you operate from that place, when your art becomes a channel for something higher, it transforms people. And that's the kind of value no currency can measure. The non-physical, love, inspiration, purpose, will always outweigh the physical. The physical fades. The spiritual lasts forever. You've probably had moments where you tried to force your art to make sense. Maybe you chased trends, tried to please everyone, or judged your worth by your views or streams. And every time, it felt wrong. That's because your gift was never meant to be sold. It was meant to be shared. The energy you put out always returns, through collaboration, healing, or inspiration. And yes, sometimes money. But money is the echo, not the message. When you understand that, you stop fighting the system. You stop begging for validation. And you start realizing your art is sacred. It's not something to exploit. It's something to protect and share intentionally. And the irony, when you stop chasing money, the money starts chasing you. Because people can feel authenticity. They can feel truth. And truth is the most valuable currency there is. So, if you're an artist listening right now, remember this. You're not broken because your art doesn't sell. You're not failing because the world hasn't recognized you yet. You're awakening. You're remembering that art isn't about what you get. It's about what you give. The more you give from that pure, aligned place, the more the universe supports you in return. So keep creating, keep sharing, keep believing that your art has purpose beyond price. Because it does. If this message resonated with you, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps this message reach other artists who need to hear it. And when you're done, check out the other videos in the Artists Awakening series. Each one dives deeper into unlocking your creative spirit, overcoming illusions of the industry, and rediscovering the real power behind your art. Because this is your awakening, and it's just getting started.